Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Today, the movie I'm reviewing is The Fighting Preacher. This movie is rated PG. It's 101 minutes long, and the Movie Review Mom grade that I gave it is a B+, and I'll tell you why. But first, in a quick nutshell, Remember Films presents this family-friendly movie based on the true story of Willard and Rebecca Bean, who served a 24-year mission in Palmyra, New York. The movie takes place 80 years after the Mormons living there had fled for their lives due to persecution. The leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints asked the Beans to serve a very unique mission there, to heal old wounds and attempt to purchase the hill Cumorah, a site that's very sacred to members of the church. So I watched this movie actually soon after I had just taken a trip to Palmyra for the first time just a couple of weeks ago. So it was especially meaningful and touching to me. Today, the church hosts an outdoor pageant on the Hill Cumorah for thousands of audience members in the summertime. The night that I attended, there were 9,000 people. And by the way, this pageant is free to attend. Be sure and check out my Movie Review Mom website, and you can see some of the pictures that I posted of that pageant the night that I actually attended. It's an impressive production. The message of that pageant and the movie is that Jesus Christ is the Redeemer of the world and to love others as he taught us. Directed by T.C. Christensen, the film is geared toward current members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, yet it offers a very universal message of love and faith that everyone can enjoy and learn from. He calls this movie the greatest story in the church history that you've never heard of. I hadn't heard of this story, so I was pleasantly surprised. And it was fascinating to learn more about the miracles that occurred during that Joseph Smith home time period. The movie also attempts to point out that Mormons do not worship Joseph Smith, but strive to be true followers of Jesus Christ. Now, some quick tips for parents. There's a really cute scene when a Palmyra man yells profanities at Mr. Bean, but a cow nearby moos and bleeps out all of the bad words. So there's no profanity in the movie. Yay! In that regard, it's very family friendly. There's some fighting in and out of the boxing ring. And if you have children, you may want to talk to them about if it's appropriate to actually punch people in the face, because Mr. Bean does that in and out of the ring. There's quite a bit of bullying, which occurs among children, but it also occurs among grown adults who should know better and be more kind to one another. And that's a big theme of the whole movie. And some name calling. Again, nothing profane, but just the bullying and the name calling that goes with it. Now, some positive themes are pure love, service to others, and Rebecca Bean, played by the lovely Cassidy Hubert, says, maybe sometimes the best way to fight is with love. Huge theme of the movie. Another thing that is a quote or a saying that's on the wall that someone had cross-stitched as a decoration in the Smith home is, warm friendship like the setting sun shines light on everyone. And I thought that was really sweet. They showed at the beginning of the movie, and it kind of would have been a nice little thread to tie, pun intended, to tie back in at the end of the movie, just to quickly show that again on the wall like they did at the beginning. No big deal, though. Rebecca quotes a scripture in the Book of Mormon, which is Jacob chapter 7, verse 26, when she says, the time passed away with us, and also our lives passed away, like as it were unto us a dream. Because they spent so much time on that mission and so much time living in Palmyra, when it was time to end the mission and return back home to Utah, she and her husband both just said, wow, where did the time go? And the older I get, the more I definitely can relate to that sentiment. Life sure flies by. And with that message is to really use your time wisely and to value life because it's so precious. Another theme is just keep swinging. Maybe not literally the punching, but just keep trying. And the last message that was pretty strong is to respect for others. And even if they believe things differently than you do or I do, that we always should show respect. Some other things that I really liked about the movie are, first of all, David Mcconnell. He plays Willard Bean, the fighting preacher. He's certainly likable and carries the film very well. I wanted to make him a pie, and you'll understand that when you see the movie. He actually broke a rib in one of the boxing scenes, which shows how dedicated he was. And T.C. Christensen had planned some of those boxing scenes towards the end of the filming schedule because, I don't know if he really thought that there might be some black eyes in the process. And so that was a good decision because he did get hurt a little bit. David's chemistry with Cassidy Hubert, who plays his wife, is very believable. She's just very sweet and seemed noticeably younger than him, but that's how it really was in real life. And you'll learn a little bit more about that and their relationship in the movie. Scarlett Hazen plays their daughter, Palmyra, and is totally adorable. She did a fantastic job, and I hope to see her in more films because she was outstanding. It's both strange and sweet that they named their daughter Palmyra, the city where they lived. She takes the missionaries to the Sacred Grove, and that is a very sacred place for members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So again, go on to my moviereviewmom.com website and you can see a gorgeous picture that I took the day that I was there in that grove, which is just next to the Smith family house. They actually have 100-acre, well, they still do, 100 acres, but they only cleared a small portion of it for the home and the gardens and crops and that kind of stuff. And so a large portion of that grove, or of the property, is this grove. And it's just beautiful and peaceful. And anyway, members of the church will be so thrilled to see that part of the movie, and others will just go, oh, she just took them on a walk in in a forest with a bunch of trees. It really does help to be a member of the church to appreciate the significance of all of the events, as well as to understand some of the background information. Although, again, you can still enjoy it. I loved learning about some of the miracles that occurred at that time at the Smith house. And as I took the tour on my recent trip a couple of weeks ago, they taught us many more things about what happened there when Joseph Smith and his family lived there. And it's truly a very special place. Director T.C. Christensen has often told these epic stories of faith amidst challenges. For example, if you haven't seen them, I highly recommend the Cokeville Miracle, true story, 17 Miracles, true story, Ephraim's Rescue, true story, and they're all very faith promoting and very sweet and very family friendly, which I always appreciate. There are true facts, photos, and even video clips at the very end of the movie, and I always love that. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saint will get a kick out of seeing a young Gordon B. Hinckley as a missionary. He later became the 15th president of the church and was very beloved of all of the members of the church and had such a great sense of humor. I kind of wish they had played up his sense of humor a little bit more in the movie, but you get to see him as a young man as he's returning home from his mission to England. Some will say that the movie is just saccharine sweet, but many parents will be thrilled to find a family-friendly film that is uplifting and reminds us to be kind to others. You don't have to have membership of any religion, really, to just appreciate what these good people were trying to do. A few things that I didn't like is that the dialogue is very clunky, especially in the beginning. Maybe I warmed up to it towards the end, but when the dialogue is clunky like that, it makes it feel like the actors are acting rather than just speaking naturally. So there's that. And not all of the humor works. Some of it does, but anyway, surprisingly, the movie was filmed in Utah. I thought it was actually taken at the Smith family house. Again, over on my website, moviereviewmom.com, you can see pictures of what the Smith house looks like today, and they take you through a tour and all of that kind of stuff. And then I wondered, watching the movie, Did it really take the Bean family 6 years to figure out that they should just love and serve their neighbors? Now, at the beginning, I mean, it kind of tells you that that's the timeline, but at the beginning, they were kind. They were always kind in the face of rudeness, and yet their strategy changed a little bit on how they were trying to approach their neighbors who were so unkind to them. A cute quote is something that Willard Bean says. He says, "I will turn the other cheek if I can hit the first one." And so that's the kind of the playful attitude of the movie and of Willard Bean. And one quote that they show at the end of the movie is that Willard Bean earned more friends in the cause of the Lord than any other man during that time. What an incredible compliment to pay. I would love for someone to be able to say something like that about me. Another quote is by Rebecca when she says, "Time just has a way of slowing us down." True. And then another interesting line that I caught was when Rebecca was referring to the people in Palmyra who mocked Joseph Smith for saying that he had found these golden plates on the hill Cumorah, which he later translated and became the Book of Mormon. And the people just ridiculed him, mocked him, laughed at him. And yet there's a scene where it shows some of the neighbors up on the hill Cumorah with their lanterns at nighttime digging, looking for gold. And I just thought that that was interesting. Anyway, if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you will really enjoy this movie because it teaches you not only good principles, but it teaches you a little section of the history of the church that you probably didn't know about before. And if you're not a member of the church, I think that you'll still appreciate the good messages and the sweet way that it shares those with your family. That's my review for now. Be sure and visit my Facebook page, which is called Movie Review Mom, where you can share what you love and hate about all of the movies and hang out with other movie lovers like me. Anyway, thanks for visiting. Please subscribe, ring the bell, click like, you know the drill. That really helps me build my channel. And let your friends know about this channel too, because I try to give the heads up on movies that are most appropriate for you and your family. All right, that's it for today. Bye for now.